Hi guys, my name is Kiera, also known as Hobo Kiki, and today we're in my baby, my pride and joy, my Hobonichi cousin. We are going to show you the week that we are on right now, and this is the week that we're planning, January 13th through the 19th. I'll be using this Serenity sticker kit by TaylorMade Creative and this Amazon sticker book. I also have some washi here. The first two are from Simply Gilded, and then we also have some washi from Scribbled Prints, and then we also have some Amazon washi. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. Today, I'm actually feeling like jumping into my daily pages first. I don't know why, don't ask me. I just go where I feel like going. And I knew I really wanted to do an easy waterfall tab for you guys today. I just wanted to show you the quick and easy way to do it in the Hobonichi Cousin. Okay, first you're going to choose your washi. But for me, I'm actually going to choose these like full boxes because I don't really use full boxes like that anymore. I don't like how like rigid they are. So to me, it's going to act like washi. We'll put it all the way at the end of the page. So line it up to where the end of the sticker meets the end of the page, and then there you go. That's how you want to start it off on the very last page. I recommend doing this in your Hobonichi Cousin on a Sunday that starts on the right side. You know, sometimes the Sunday can start on the left side. You want to do it, well, I feel like it's easier to do it in the Hobonichi Cousin when you end it on a Sunday that starts on the right side of the book. Do you get what I mean? Hopefully that's easy for you to understand, because I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning and voiceover Kiera is not the best at articulating herself, but hopefully you get it. Now, all the boxes stacked up on top of each other unfortunately didn't go all the way up, so I did have to sacrifice one bottom of the box, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and put that sticker down to cover up that space. Then this is what I like to do. You don't have to do it, but this is what I like to do. I like to add a little bit of washi when I do these like full box washi kind of thing. It's just to kind of like bring everything together. See, now it all ties in. It makes it looks like it was very intentional. Whereas without the washi next to it, it looked kind of unfinished, like we just stacked some boxes on top of each other, which is cool if that's what you're looking for. But I wanted a complete look. So I went ahead and added the washi. Trust me, it adds what it needs to add. Now that that's done, you're going to take the very next page, lay it on top, and mark where the washi ends. So if you're doing the full box thing, we're calling this washi because this is what you would do if you had washi. I'm going to show you with washi as well. But this is what I like about the Hobonichi paper. I know a lot of people complain and say it's so thin, and trust me, it is. It is as thin as my edges when I'm stressed out at work. So trust me, I get it. But that comes in handy because now you can easily find where the washi ends, make a line, and then cut that area. Just go ahead and cut it right off. And then get your next washi that you're going to be using and put the end of that washi at the very end of the page that you just cut. Then you're just simply going to rinse, wash, and repeat until you get to the last page. Very simple. See, you can see where the washi ends. Mark it off. I typically actually don't mark it off. I just kind of go for it. But I'm showing you guys how it would make sense to do. Like it's smarter to just mark it off. But I just kind of just cut haphazardly because that's how I like to do it. Do I save these pages that I'm cutting off? Sometimes, yes. I'm going to say I save like the bigger pieces. The smaller pieces, it's just like, there's nothing more that I can do with you. So goodbye. And I'm sorry. But the bigger pieces that I'm cutting out of the Hobonichi, I do like to save them. I use them for swatching or highlighters. I use them for cutting around, and like if I'm like really being like real picky with a spread and I make a boo-boo and it's like, I can't use any kind of whiteout because the Hobonichi has like this cream white, and most whiteouts are like this very stark cold white, and so you can obviously see it. So sometimes I will cut some boxes that kind of like fit that side that I'm trying to cover, and then I'll just take a glue stick and I'll glue that on top of it. And then you can't really see it. And I've actually done that before, and you guys have never pointed it out. So trust me, it works. It works like a charm, but you just have to make sure you're using the same colored squares. But it works. What am I doing right here, you may ask? I am struggling. I am struggling with this Scribble Prints Co. washi. And it's not Scribble Prints' fault, it's my fault. Because I'm about to be real vulnerable with you guys. I am a sticker and washi hoarder. I know. It's been so hard, but I have been working on, you guys know if you've been following my videos, I've been working on it, okay? I'm on my personal mini side quest to use up old stickers before purchasing new stickers. I did not even purchase any stickers on Black Friday, and if you know me, I love a good sale. So the fact that I did not do that, I'm giving myself a little pat on back, pat on back. But yes, the washi is super old. I'm talking about when Scribble Prints Co. first came out old. Like, that's how old this washi pretty much is. It's really old, and it's never been used. I know, it's terrible. But so I had to work with it, and that's okay because I am the washi whisperer. After I unraveled the first few layers, it was working with me, so it's all good. Now I am taking my skinniest washi, well, besides the light blue one that I got from Amazon, but this one from Simply Gilded, and this will go on the first page. And it's smartest to put your skinniest washi on the first waterfall tab because it is going to be less room for you to write on that day because you cut off the most of the paper for that day to see all the waterfall tabs. So it makes sense to put the skinniest washi there. That way you still have a little bit of room left to write. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. And then you rinse and repeat. So you're just going to use the exact same washi that you used on the first page, behind the page, or, maybe you want to switch it up. You do you. I like to keep it the same just for cohesive sake, but I think it'd be cool to add different washi on the page if that's what you feel like doing. So if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do that. You go, Glen Coco. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm extra silly today. I have had so much Coke, and I know the crazy thing is, I know that sounds terrible. Let me clarify. So much Coke, asterisk the soda, okay? And so, and that's not new to you guys. You guys know I love me some Diet Coke. It's been in my Hobonichi cousin multiple times. You can see coked up, but that's referencing Diet Coke, okay? And so, I'm on a lot of Diet Coke right now because work has been stressing me out, but it's all good. And then, it kind of sucks because I was trying to do a dry January kind of deal, not with alcohol because I'm not a drinker, and it's it didn't make sense for me to do it with alcohol because I already know I don't drink. I only drink when I'm with my girls, and then I'm an introvert, so it's I'm probably out with the girls maybe once a month. So it's it doesn't even make sense to do dry January because I don't drink. But then I was you can do dry January but with Diet Coke instead of alcohol. And so I was okay, let's do that. But yeah, we all have our vices. And Diet Coke is mine, okay? It could be worse. It could be worse. We could be talking about a different Coke here. But, I am trying my best to stop it. I think I am going to try in February to do a whole month without Diet Coke. But we'll see. We'll see. Because when I tell you that Diet Coke has me around its little carbonated pinky, I tell no lies. It just gets me through the day, because I can't slam down a bunch of sugary stuff. That's probably going to be a million times worse if I really eat the way I really want to eat when I'm stressed out. So it's Diet Coke is it's a beacon of light because it's okay, yes, it's chemicals, but also it's not a bunch of sugar, but obviously it does something to you because look how jittery you are right now. So I don't know. We're working on it. It's just Look, we all have our vices. That's all I gotta say. Moving on. Don't like the dates that are on the daily pages of the Hobonichi cousin. I get you. I feel you. We don't want everything to be dated for us every day. Well, I personally don't care. It's just when I do spreads like this, the dates usually get cut off. So I have to fix that. So I will put some stickers at the top to kind of make everything glide together smoothly. And then we'll just use the script stickers for the dates and add that up there as well. And then bada bing, bada boom, you have your own little date covers. And it works out so well. And now everything looks cohesive and everything makes sense again. Such an easy hack if you don't like your dates. Also, you could just use washi up there. Also, there's been times where I don't use a sticker. I just rewrite the date, and that works out perfectly fine for me. I really like how these waterfall tabs are looking. I like the icy blue. Oh, because I forgot to mention, if you're new here, hi, how are you? Hopefully I haven't scared you off yet. But I like to follow a theme for each month in my Hobonichi cousin. It makes everything make sense in my head. So this is what I like to do. Also, I used to come from the bullet journaling community. So following a theme a month is not new to me in my head, just my mind. It just works that way now. So this month's theme, it was going to be like winter self-care, but the winter part is kind of a stretch. Like, just because it's icy blue here doesn't mean it makes sense for winter. But, you know, it's whatever. We'll just say self-care, okay? Self-care for January. That is the theme. So, yeah, I thought these stickers were definitely screaming self-care, bubble baths, good food, deep conditioning your hair. You see the girl on the right, she got her towel on her head with the sunglasses on indoors. Such a vibe, to be honest. And I'm just decorating the rest of the pages. We're going to put some stickers on the bottom, which I typically don't do because I like seeing the bottom of my Hobonichi cousin pages. I don't know why, I just do. But this time I decided to decorate the bottom. And we are going to use every last bit of these sticker sheets. I'm talking everything. So I am going to get all the stickers spread about here and save a few for the weekly section. Yes, you are getting two spreads in one, or I guess technically multiple, because if you count like each, like Monday, Tuesday as one spread, Tuesday, Wednesday as another spread, you're getting a bunch of spreads in this video, okay? You're getting my setup for the daily section, and then you're gonna get the setup for my weekly section. Well, let me not catfish. You're gonna get part of the setup for my weekly section. I usually like to give the whole setup for my weekly section, but today I could not do that. Why? Because I forgot to charge my camera. So I was on like 60, I think either 50 or 60%, I can't remember, but I was like, that's enough to record this whole process, all of the daily pages and all of the weekly section. That's what I thought in my head, at least. And then while I was planning my weekly section, everything was looking good. And I completed the spread and I was like, oh, it looks nice. And then I realized that my camera was dead. And I said, oh, I wonder how much of it caught because I don't know when it died. So we'll have to see. And then I saw it was like, okay, it was a decent amount. Not enough was captured, but you'll get the gist of my weekly section when we get to that era. I chose this girl because she looked like she just stepped out of the shower or whatever, like, and she's just now putting on her little jumper or sweater. You know, she still got to put some pants on. Put some pants on, girl. But she's still just getting dressed, getting ready. You know, that's what it was making me feel when I looked at this sticker. And then I put the flowers all around her because it's like she just got out the shower, so she fresh and so clean. So I'm sure she's smelling good, smelling like flowers and honey. Like, where's So that's like the flowers are like representing like the scent. Okay, I'm thinking way too hard about this. I really need to go to bed, but we're gonna get this voice recording done first, okay? I wanted to find another girl that was giving what I needed her to give, and then I found some girls that I wanted to use in the weekly section, so I already pulled them out, but I was still missing a girl. And then I found the girl that I wanted to use from this Amazon sticker book. So it was this girl that was posed in like the most sassiest way, and I was all the way here for it. For me, it kind of made me think of like, well, maybe it's just me, but when you get out the shower and you get dressed and you look in the mirror and you kind of like strike poses like, ooh, because you feeling yourself. Is it just me? But that's the vibe that she was giving me. So I'm like, yes, we're gonna put her in here. Definitely giving like she loving herself right now. Perfect for a self-care theme. Okay, put her on a bed of flowers. Call it a day. We are done. And then I said, oh, you know what would be cute? Because if you don't know, I like to put like boxes in my daily section to kind of like basically section out different like journaling areas. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I don't use any boxes at all. It really just depends on my mood. If you're new here, again, hi, how are you? It's going to get switched up all the time over here, all the time. So don't get comfortable with how my spreads look, okay? It's this week it looks like this. Next week it's gonna look totally different. These are how my spreads look in my Hobonichi cousin. This is what brings me peace. I do think it still has like my stamp on it, like my signature. Even with varying spreads, you can still tell it was me that made them, which I love, but it will always be different, okay? So for this week, the boxes for my daily pages to separate each journaling prompt or just journaling in general or just anything that I want to write down, it is going to be little speech bubbles. And I thought that was such a cute idea, at least for the pages that have girls on them. I thought it was so cute. I am going to make them pop out a little bit more just by adding like a drop shadow with my dual brush pen or Tombow dual brush pen in a very light gray. And I love how that looks. I know, camera isn't really picking it up, but trust me, in person, you can see the gray and it really makes it pop up. And I really like that. Last girl here, she needs a box too, so I'm going to add a small little speech bubble for her to say something that I'm journaling or just making note of in my daily section. And that is that. As you can see, I like to put like some kind of backing in between pages that I just wrote on. I highly suggest you do this if you have a Hobonichi cousin, because we all know the Hobonichi cousin paper. Oh, what is it? Tomoe River paper, I think it's called. Well, I just know it as the Bible paper, okay? So this paper is very fickle. She's a very fickle girl. You have to treat her with patience and kindness. Otherwise, you will regret it for the rest of your life. So just make sure you're very patient. You want to just be careful of the paper. This kind of paper, it don't really matter what pen you use. I've tried them all, honey child, and it's just like the ink will sit on top. Now with different pens, it's going to be like a different time frame of how long the ink decides to just chill on top of the paper instead of being absorbed into the paper. So keep that in mind. Maybe do an ink swatch test. There you go. Maybe use one of the papers that you cut out and you can test out how long. Oh, you know what? That's actually a good idea. You can cut out for your little waterfall tabs, and you can use that little cutout to write what kind of pen you're using, and then you can time it, just dab it with your pinky finger or something, and then you can write down, oh, this pen takes 30 seconds to be absorbed into the paper. Then you can write that down, and then you can keep that at the back of your Hobonichi so you know, okay, this is how long this pen's ink will take to be absorbed into the paper. Because if you don't do it, it will transfer. It will transfer onto other pages. And if you don't care, because sometimes, that can be a cool look. Like, I am not going to lie to you. I love a lived-in planner. So if you don't care, then do what you do. But if you don't want to have ink transferring, you might want to try that, or at least get a backing like I do. Hey, would you look at there? All that yapping, and we're already into the weekly section. So I'm just taking the leftover stickers here, putting them at the top and the bottom, and then I decided that I was going to want this girl somewhere on the left side because she just fits so effortlessly with this kit, does she not? She has the florals and her pants are the perfect color. So yeah, she had to go in here. I feel like, she was destined to be paired up with this kid. Now, there are tiny scenes in this sticker kit, and I was trying to think how I can add them in here. I was thinking, hopefully, if I did it right, she can look like she's standing in front, like in the foreground, and that's why she's so big in the background. It made sense in my head, perspective, art stuff, it made sense in my head. Now, in theory, it was working, but in practice, it was not. But that's okay. A pretty sticker is a pretty sticker. So we're just going to pretend like it worked when we both know it didn't, okay? We both know it did not, and that's okay. Moving on to the washi. I did choose this Simply Gilded washi because, again, the colors just match so effortlessly with this kit. So I had to add this washi, and I'm adding that to the top and bottom of the pages just to get some like even weight distributed, as you can see. I like to have very balanced spreads. Now, if you don't care about this, then you can completely chuck this out the window. But in order to have a balanced spread, whatever element you do on the left side of the paper, you need to bring that to the right side of the paper. If you want them to both be like super symmetrical, you can have the washi going at the bottom of both pages, and then that would work out. But sometimes I like to mix it up a bit. Look, we've already talked about this. So sometimes I put the washi at the bottom of one side and then the washi at the top on the other side of the paper. And it still is balanced because I had the same amount of washi on each side of the page. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. And that's where my camera died, RIP, but this is the final spread. I had to put that waffle sticker at the top of Saturday because I usually try to cook a big breakfast with the kids on Saturday. I actually did use the tip about cutting out the page and using it for a swatch, but it is what it is. You didn't get to see it. Here's the final flip through though. I love how it looks. This is the daily section ready for me to journal, write in whatever prompts or whatever just I feel like writing. I love how Saturday and Sunday looks. Oh, such a vibe. This is like the easiest waterfall tab that you could do. We're going to show you harder levels that you could do in your Hobonichi, okay? But that's basically it, you guys. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you dislike the video, feel free to dislike the video. It's whatever, bro. We keep it real over here. I hope you stay safe and stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.